Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we're about all things cinema. Well, this is an exciting time of the month. Of course, it's the middle of August, and as usual, the Criterion Collection makes their upcoming announcements known in terms of the titles that they're releasing in the next few months. And in this case, in the middle of August, the Criterion Collection just past 1 o'clock today announced the titles that they're releasing in November 2021. Of course, the November announcements are extra exciting because those are the titles that are coming out during the upcoming Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion Collection sale, where they sell all Blu-rays and DVDs 50% off. So it's always interesting to see what titles Criterion is releasing in that particular month, because those titles, when they come out, get that 50% off discount as soon as they're released during that month of November sale. So this is an exciting month. Of course, as you may know, last week the Criterion Collection announced their first 4K Ultra HD titles they're going to be releasing. They announced they're releasing their first 6 Ultra HD titles soon, and they said that they'd have more information in the announcement that they just put out. Well, in that announcement that they put out for the November titles, 3 of the 6 titles that they announced back then of their first 6 Ultra HD titles are coming out in the month of November. So the month of November will see 3 4K Ultra HD titles from the Criterion Collection, alongside a single edition release from Criterion of Federico Fellini box set that came out last year. So we'll see one of those films released as a single edition Blu-ray in the month of November. And we're also getting an interesting box set from Hong Kong cinema from the 1990s. So November is shaping up to be a very interesting month, and it's going to leave a lot for Criterion Collection collectors to think about in terms of which titles they want to pick up in the upcoming sale and over the next few months. So without any further ado, let's jump right into these Criterion Collection releases for the month of November 2021. Let's go. Okay, the Criterion Collection is releasing 5 titles in the month of November. The first title is coming out on Tuesday, November the 2nd. We've got 2 titles coming out on Tuesday, November the 16th, and we've got 2 more titles coming out on Tuesday, November the 23rd. So the first title that's coming out on Tuesday, November the 2nd is a single edition release from this massive box set, Essential Fellini. If you haven't seen my unboxing and review of this wonderful box set, check that out on this channel. I do an unboxing and I do a review. Got 2 videos on this channel that talk a lot about this wonderful set from the Criterion Collection. One of the films that's featured in this box set from Federico Fellini is a film called La Strada, the 1954 film from Federico Fellini, and it is getting a single edition Blu-ray release from the Criterion Collection of spine number 219. Now, as you may know, the Criterion Collection, when they release box sets, oftentimes they'll also, after they release the box set, release single edition releases of some of the films from that box set. And this is an example of that, as they're releasing La Strada from 1954. This is the box art of La Strada. And, you know, I gotta be honest with you, I love the film. I love Giulietta Massina in this film. I'm not in love. I don't think I'm in love with this box art on this single edition release. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But I absolutely love La Strada, and I think Giulietta Massina makes that film absolutely. And I just love her performance in that film and in Nights of Cabiria. And I just think it's just a beautiful film. And I think that this edition is going to be for people that may not want to indulge in buying the whole Federico Fellini, Essential Fellini box set, but maybe you've got that DVD of La Strada that you've had for a long time. You've been waiting for an upgrade to Blu-ray. Well, now's your chance with this edition from Criterion. They're doing a single edition release of the Blu-ray of La Strada, and that's going to be, I think, a nice pickup for, you know, for some people who just want that film on Blu-ray. So the special features appear to be the same as are available from the Fellini set. So you've got the feature Giulietta Massina, The Power of a Smile, happens to appear on the Nights of Cabiria disc in this set. So that feature that's available on this single edition release of the Strada appears in this box set as well on the Knights of Cabiria disc of the set. So all the features that are on this single edition release that's coming out in November, on November the 2nd of La Strada, are available in the box set. And of course, the Blu-ray itself is identical to the Blu-ray that appears in the box set. So if you already have the box set, Essential Fellini, there's really no reason to buy this single edition release. This is really for people who may want to just upgrade from their DVD edition of La Strada, or maybe you just want La Strada but don't want to buy the box set. So this is coming out on Tuesday, November the 2nd, and it is spine number 219, and is highly recommended for those who sort of fit that category of just wanting to get this film on Blu-ray. So definitely check that one out. That is followed up 2 weeks later with 2 editions from Criterion coming out on Tuesday, November the 16th. Now on Tuesday, November the 16th, this is gonna be the debut of the Criterion Collection in the 4K Ultra HD market. And the first film that the Criterion Collection is releasing on 4K Ultra HD to the public is the 2001 film from David Lynch, Mulholland Drive. And it's coming out in a new, dazzling new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack. It's coming out in 2 discs, and it's coming out at an MSRP of $49.95. Now that is a very important piece of information that we've all been wondering about, because when we think about the announcements from last week, Criterion is coming out with 6 new titles on 4K Ultra HD. Some are gonna feature Dolby Vision HDR as well as Dolby Atmos. That's great, awesome news. The question a lot of people had was, okay, what's the price gonna be, right? Presumably the price is gonna be higher than the $39.95 standard Blu-ray that's been Criterion's standard price for a number of years. And this appears to confirm that. It looks like the standard edition 4K Ultra HD releases from the Criterion Collection appear to be coming in at that $49.95 price point. So this edition of Mulholland Drive is going to feature a new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut with the 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio. This will feature Dolby Vision HDR on that 4K Ultra HD disc, and this is spine number 779. Now the thing to think about for Mulholland Drive, and this is something that I need to sort of think about as I think about whether or not I'm going to pick this title up, is I have this edition on standard Blu-ray from the Criterion Collection that came out in 2015, this wonderful digipack edition from Criterion. And this is just a great digipack of this film. And this film is fantastic, and this is a wonderful edition of this David Lynch film from 2001. And when you compare the special features that are on here with the features that have been listed on the Criterion site, I think they're identical. There's no apparent new features on this new 4K Ultra HD release from Criterion. So it looks like the only thing that you're getting over this edition from 2015 is a new 4K disc with Dolby Vision HDR. And then it just comes down to what is the visual upgrade from this standard Blu-ray? Is it a substantive upgrade that would make me want to purchase this or not? That's really what it comes down to. I think a lot of people may be very happy if you have this edition on standard Blu-ray and this digipack. A lot of folks might end up being very happy with the edition they already have. If you don't already have Mulholland Drive from the Criterion Collection, this appears to be the edition to get, because it'll be on 4K Ultra HD in this nice combo pack. But if you already have this, it really just comes down to how much of a visual upgrade are you getting? And that's where I need to sort of, maybe read some reviews and really get a good comparison of the visuals before I make my final decision on that. But this looks like a great addition from Criterion. All the special features, again, appear to be the same as the 2015 release with no new supplements. So that's something to keep in mind if you already have that edition from Criterion. But this is just a fantastic film from David Lynch. And I'll take a quick moment to just read the summary on the Criterion site. So this is Mulholland Drive, a love story in the city of dreams. Blonde Betty Elms, Naomi Watts, has only just arrived in Hollywood to become a movie star when she meets an enigmatic brunette with amnesia, Laura Herring. Meanwhile, as the two set off to solve the second woman's identity, filmmaker Adam Kirscher, Justin Theroux, runs into ominous trouble while casting his latest project. David Lynch's seductive and scary vision of Los Angeles' dream factory is one of the true masterpieces of the new millennium, a tale of love, jealousy, and revenge like no other. And that beautifully describes this film. This film is a little bit difficult to understand and unravel. There's a lot of analysis that goes into this film, and it's intriguing to just try to figure out what this film is saying. And that's part of the beauty of Mulholland Drive and this masterpiece from David Lynch. So if you don't already have this edition, this looks like a slam dunk, definite get. But if you do already have this Criterion Blu-ray, that's where the question comes. So more to come on this title, Mulholland Drive, in 4K Ultra HD. The second title that's coming out on Tuesday, November the 16th, is an interesting new discovery for me at least. And this is Once Upon a Time in China, the complete film. So this is the release that is coming out that are some films from Hong Kong cinema's 1990s golden age. And this is a box set that's coming out in the month of November. It's a 6-disc box set, 5 films, Once Upon a Time in China 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so this looks like a pretty substantive box set from the Criterion Collection. I see the pictures here on the Criterion site. So let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with these films that are coming out on the Criterion Collection, Once Upon a Time in China. This will be a completely new discovery for me, a total blind buy if I decide to pick this up in November. But let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with these films, and if so, what you think about them. But let me take a moment to read from the Criterion website. One of the pinnacles of Hong Kong cinema's 1990s golden age, the Once Upon a Time in China series set a new standard for martial arts spectacle and launched action star Jet Li to international fame. It brings to vivid life the colorful world of China in the late 19th century, an era of immense cultural and technological change, as Western imperialism clashed with tradition and public order was upended by the threats of foreign espionage and rising nationalism. Against this turbulent backdrop, one man, the real-life martial arts master, physician, and folk hero Wang Fei-hung, emerges as a noble protector of Chinese values as the country hurtles toward modernity. Conceived by Hong Kong New Wave leader Tsui Hark, this epic cycle is not only a dazzling showcase for some of the most astonishing action set pieces ever committed to film, but also a rousing celebration of Chinese identity, history, and culture. So these are films from the 1990s, early 1990s, from 1990 to 1994. They launched the career of action star Jet Li, who I'm familiar with, but I am not familiar with these films at all, I'll be honest with you. And these would certainly be a new discovery for me, which is part of the reason why I love the Criterion Collection, is just discovering films that I had never heard of before in many cases, that gives you a window into a part of the world or another culture in a way that I had not experienced before. So this is definitely an opportunity for me in that space. But again, let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with these films, what you think about them. So definitely add that to the discussion below. But this is Once Upon a Time in China, and it's coming in at spine number 1103. These are 5 films. They're on 6 discs, and it's coming in at an MSRP of $124.95, which will be $62.50 during the Criterion sale. So that'll be an excellent time to pick up this box set. So both Mulholland Drive on 4K Ultra HD and this box set, Once Upon a Time in China, are both coming out on Tuesday, November the 16th. Okay, so that brings us to November the 23rd. This is gonna be a big day for a lot of people, including myself, because there are 2 titles coming out on November 23rd. Both are 4K Ultra HD releases. 2 of the 6 releases that were announced last week are coming out on Tuesday, November the 23rd, and I am excited about both of these titles. The first is 1993's Menace to Society from the Hughes brothers, Albert Hughes and Alan Hughes. And this is the 1993 film Menace to Society. It's coming back into the collection. So it's coming back into the Criterion Collection from the Laserdisc days. So there was an original Laserdisc of this film, and it's coming back into the Criterion Collection as Spine 1105. This is going to be a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo. It's going to be on 2 discs. You get this at $49.95 MSRP. So during the Criterion sale, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, if it's 50% off, it's going to be $25. You get it standard MSRP $49.95. So about a $50 MSRP versus $40. You get a new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut with 7.1 surround DTS HD master audio. You get Dolby Vision HDR on the 4K disc. This edition features some very nice supplements, including 2 audio commentaries, which I love the commentaries that I see on here. And let me just read briefly the director approved special edition features. So you're getting a new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut of the film, supervised by the cinematographer, which is great, and co-director Albert Hughes, with the 7.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. We are getting Dolby Vision on that 4K disc. You're getting the original 2.0 surround soundtrack presented in DTS HD master audio. We get the 2 commentaries featuring the Hughes brothers, Albert and Alan. We get a 2009 making of featurette called Gangsta Vision. We get some new conversations with Albert Hughes and Alan Hughes, as well as others like film critics and actors. We get Bill Duke on one of those conversations. And we get a few other interviews from 1993 with the directors, some deleted scenes, a storyboard to film comparison, and an essay on here in the enclosed leaflet or booklet from Craig Lindsley. So that should be really fascinating. But overall, this looks like a very interesting, nearly stacked edition from Criterion for one of these early 4K Ultra HD releases for Menace to Society. And I'll take a quick moment to just read the description of the film. You've got directors Albert and Alan Hughes and screenwriter Tiger Williams were barely into their 20s when they sent shockwaves through American cinema and hip hop culture with this fatalistic, unflinching vision of life and death on the streets of Watts, Los Angeles in the 1990s. There, in the shadow of the riots of 1965 and 1992, young Kane, Tyron Turner, is growing up under the influence of this ruthless, drug-dealing father, Samuel L. Jackson, in a chilling cameo, and his loose cannon best friend, O-Dog, Lorenz Tate, leading him into a spiral of violent crime from which he is not sure he wants to escape, despite the best efforts of his grandparents and the steadfast Ronnie, Jada Pinkett. Fusing grim realism with a propulsively stylish aesthetic honed through the Hughes brothers' work on rap videos, Menace to Society is a searing cautionary tale about the devastating human toll of hopelessness. So this looks like just a fantastic film from Criterion that's coming out on 4K Ultra HD, and I absolutely cannot wait. This is one of the titles that I am most looking forward to as we come to the end of 2021, which is shaped up to be just an absolutely fantastic year from Criterion. This is one of the titles that I am most excited about toward the end of the year. It's Menace to Society, the 1993 film from the Hughes brothers, coming out on 4K Ultra HD from the Criterion Collection on November the 23rd. This brings us to the last title, the last but certainly not least title, coming out from the Criterion Collection in the month of November. It is one of the titles coming out on 4K Ultra HD that was announced last week, and it first debuted from the Criterion Collection as a Laserdisc 37 years ago in 1984, and it is coming back into the collection on this glorious 4K Ultra HD combo pack. and it is Citizen Kane, the 1941 film directed by Orson Welles, coming back into the Criterion Collection from the original 1984 Laserdisc, and it's coming into the collection as spine number 1104. So it'll be in a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo, 4 discs in this Ultra HD set, and it's coming in at an MSRP of $59.95. So that is important to note that this is coming in at a higher price point than your standard 4K Ultra HD price point of $49.95. This is coming in at $59.95. And the reason for that, I think, is because you're getting these 4 discs and you're getting a pretty stacked edition from a special features standpoint. So this is a stacked edition from Criterion. It looks like they're bringing back Citizen Kane to the collection in the right way, which is what they need to do. And they're putting together what appears to be a pretty stacked edition, and I'm really excited about it. But let me read the summary from the Criterion site, and then I'll get into the special features. So in the most dazzling debut feature in cinema history, 25-year-old writer, producer, director, star Orson Welles synthesized the possibilities of sound era filmmaking into what could be called the first truly modern movie. In telling the story of the meteoric rise and precipitous fall of a William Randolph Hearst-like newspaper magnate named Charles Foster Kane, Welles not only created the definitive portrait of American megalomania, he also unleashed a torrent of stylistic innovations, from the jigsaw puzzle narrative structure to the stunning deep focus camera work of Greg Toland, that have ensured that Citizen Kane remains fresh and galvanizing for every new generation of moviegoers to encounter it. So this is coming in a 4K Ultra HD combo pack, and it's coming in at spine number 1104 back into the Criterion Collection, and this is very exciting. So when I read the special features, this looks like an absolutely stacked edition. You're getting a new 4K digital restoration. So this is the first time, I believe, that Citizen Kane's coming out on 4K Ultra HD. And it's coming out with a uncompressed monaural soundtrack. On the 4K Ultra HD disc, you're getting Dolby Vision, HDR, and the 3 Blu-rays will have the film and the special features. You're getting 3 audio commentaries from 2021, featuring Orson Welles and some scholars, from 2002, featuring filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich. He usually does a really nice job on these commentaries. And 2002, featuring film critic Roger Ebert. So that's interesting. You're getting a feature from 1991 called The Complete Citizen Kane, a rarely seen feature-length BBC documentary. We're getting new interviews with critic Farron Smith-Neame and film scholar Raquel J. Gates. We're getting a new video essay by Orson Welles scholar Robert Carringer. We're getting a new program on the film's special effects by film scholars and effects experts Craig Barron and Ben Burt. I always love Craig Barron's commentary on special features. He does a really good job on those features that I've seen on other Criterion Collection editions, so very excited about that. Interviews from 1990 with editor Robert Wise, author, actor Ruth Warwick, optical effects designer Linwood Dunn, Bogdanovich, Martin Scorsese, Henry Jaglom, Martin Ritt, several other folks on here, Frank Marshall, cinematographers. New documentary featuring archival interviews with Orson Welles, interviews with actor Joseph Cotten from 1966 to 1975. The Hearts of Age, a brief silent film made by Welles as a student in 1934. So they're including an early film that Welles did back in 1934 when he was a student. He was probably around 18 years old at that time. Television programs from 1979 and 1988 featuring appearances by Welles and Mercury Theater producer John Houseman, and other features on here. I won't go through all of them. Absolutely packed edition from Criterion, and it looks like they're bringing Citizen Kane back into the collection the right way. So I am very excited about that. Let me know in the comments below what you think about what you're hearing about this new Citizen Kane release that's coming out from the Criterion Collection in November. So with that, this looks like an exciting month for the month of November. I mean, let me know in the comments below what you think about these titles. Are you interested in these titles? If so, which titles are you most interested in? I know for me, I think my sights are set on that November the 23rd date. Of course, for me, when I look at November the 2nd, Strada's coming out. I already have the Essential Fellini set. I don't need to get that, but I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people who want to get that single edition Blu-ray of Strada. That's coming out on November the 2nd. Then on November the 16th, Mulholland Drive is coming out on 4K Ultra HD. How much of a visual upgrade is it over this? That's the big question for me. So the jury is out for me on whether or not I'm going to pick up that 4K edition of Mulholland Drive, because I already have this. So more to come on that. There's also Once Upon a Time in China, the complete films box set that's coming out on November the 16th. So I'm looking forward to learning more about those films from Hong Kong cinema from the 1990s. So that's very interesting. But it looks like the November 23rd date for me is shaping up to be the date that I'm most interested in, because that's when we're getting the Menace to Society and Citizen Kane 4K Ultra HD releases. Those are the two titles that I am most excited about picking up in the month of November. So let me know in the comments below, what titles are you most looking forward to picking up in the month of November, as well as what titles are you most interested in picking up in the month of August, September, October, as we put together our wish lists for the upcoming November Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion Collection sale, the 50% off sale that's probably going to occur on Amazon online at that time, during the same time as the Barnes & Noble sale. Let me know what titles you are most looking forward to picking up over the remaining months here in 2021. Let me know that in the comments below. This is such an exciting time of the year. We finally know what titles are coming out in November, and we can all begin to finalize our wish lists for the upcoming sale. Let me know in the comments below what you think. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.